Hello, everyone. It's Carly. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Crafting with Class. Today, I have the Anna Griffin Diorama Card box tutorial, but I am showing you the Disneyland ticket and photo holder I made for my son. So remember, I shared the tutorial before, but this one promised I would show you how I made the one for our Disneyland trip. So I hope you enjoy. This is the diorama card die. So when you purchase it, this is what you get, the beautiful inspiration sheet. You get 2 sheets of die. So this is has lots of beautiful decorative elements. This piece right here, you're going to need if you're going to make a single box card. And this little frame is absolutely gorgeous. And then in the big sheet, you get the box card here. So, and then lots of decorative elements. This one that's a square is actually, when you cut it up, you're going to get these little corners. So you get you get 4 corners out of this one die, which is quite genius, I think. So this is what you will need to make a single box card with the lid. You will need the lid, so cut that out, and then you're going to need one of the box cards. So when you cut it out, it will be like this. Okay, so here is the lid, and then here is the box card. And when you cut it out, you're going to have all your score lines. It's all done for you. So let's begin here. Now, if you've already seen the tutorial on how to put the box card together, feel free to skip to 650 where I start the tutorial for the little Disney one. If you haven't, let's go on from this point. So you're going to start on the longer side and you're going to score, or you're going to fold in all the score marks that the die makes for you. So you want to make sure that those are really crisp and very well folded, because it will make a difference in how your box is going to come together. So I'm going to go ahead and take my bone folder, and eventually here I will switch to the book one. This is like a book binding folder. It's just a little more heavy duty. And so sometimes, especially when I'm making boxes and things like that, I do like to use this one, but it's just extra. You don't need it. A regular bone folder is fine. All right, so you're going to go ahead and score on all of the lines, or the score marks that die makes for you, on all 4 sides. So you have 4 marks on each side that you want to score well, or you want to fold well, I should say. Okay, so moving on to the last side. And then once we have everything folded and everything is good to go, then we'll be ready to go ahead and assemble the box. And it's very simple. It's not hard. You just want to make sure that you prep everything well so everything falls into place. Now for the cover, there's only one score mark. You want to make sure it's the one that runs all the way across one end of the paper to the other, because when you die cut, sometimes the dies will leave other marks and it can be confusing. So you just want to make sure that it's the ones that run from edge to edge. Okay, we have our lid ready. We have our base ready. So now I'm going to use score tape, and I'm going to add it to all of the edges on all 4 sides. Score tape is a nice strong tape, so you want to make sure that you use something that's going to hold. Now I'm going to add a little bit of wet adhesive to the ends, just to make sure that those hold together, because you don't want your box to fall apart. All right, so now this is the inside cover, so it can be confusing. So make sure on the box we did the outside, but this is the inside cover. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start to put it together. So start on the long side. So you're going to remove the liner, and you're going to just start, here's where I'm going to add just a little bit of wet glue, and you just start to roll. And if you folded them nice and crisp, they're going to find each other, and you just want to make sure that that tab that's glued down to the base is exactly like lined up to the edge and it's nice and squared off so that your box assembles nicely and it's not all wonky and off, because that will affect the mitered corners that you're going to end up with. Okay, so I'm moving on to the other long side, and you do want to start with the long sides first. So again, you want to make sure everything is well, and I'm pressing down, making sure it's got a good connection to the paper. Okay, so now I'm going to fold in. There's these little tabs, so I'm going to fold those in. I'm going to add just a little bit of wet glue, as you can see there, and just to reinforce the hold. So first, you want to kind of hold it for just a second while that glue sets, and then that will just give you a little bit of extra hold and structure to your box. So I definitely do recommend that. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the liner from this end, if I can get it off. There it goes. Again, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue, and I'm going to bring in those edges. This is what creates those mitered corners, so you want to pay attention, to this part so that those come out nice and crisp and perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the liner and do the same step that I did before. Okay, so when you tuck it in, it's just going to fall into place. And so just press it, hold it, let it set. But as you can see, those corners are lovely. So satisfying. All right, so there you can see the box is well assembled. It's not wonky. And then you would put your lid like this. And that's how it would open up, as a little book. Okay, now the tutorials begin. So I have gone ahead and cut out this rectangle. I've put, I think, 3 layers of foam adhesive because I'm putting in some chunky sequins and things. Now, what I didn't do, that was like a super blunder, was add the acetate, between the foam tape and that the frame. And that was a blunder. Don't do that. Luckily it worked out, but don't do that. So I should have done that and then put this acetate layer. Now this little decorative acetate layer came with the Say Cheese collection, and they're so perfect for this floating shaker frame here. So I went ahead and removed the liner, and then I'm adhering the frame to the inside of that box. And then here are the little shaker bits, and love shakers, they're so fun. All right, so that's the floating shaker part. And now I'm just going to decorate. So I have these little stars that I added to the inside. I'm going to put some, and I'm going to stick it to the outside on top of the acetate just to give it more dimension, because it'll look, very like 3D. I'm going to add just tape runner adhesive, since this is acetate that it's going to be on. I'm going to add just some regular adhesive tape, and then I'm going to put it kind of in the corner of that frame. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the little stars and just put a little bit of tape adhesive and put it near the top. Now this little dream die cut, I ran through the Xyron, so that already had adhesive. And then these little mini Mickey heads, I popped up with foam tape. All right, so now I have this little Mickey punch. So the little Mickey head, the little Mickey punch, all these are like all punches that I've had forever and ever. I don't even know. They're probably not available. And I know I use what I have, and I feel so bad because you guys ask and they're not available because they're all extra old. But just look around. I'm sure you will be able to find something comparable. All right, so there I decided to put my little Mickey there, and now I am using, this is the photo frame from the photo easel cards that she had in Create 7. I have used this so much. Oh my goodness, so much. So what I wanted to do here was to add this frame on the other side. And moving on, I'm going ahead and getting that cover ready. So I'm adding all the decorative elements that I want on the cover. And so I'm adding this. This is from the Handsome frames from Anna Griffin. And so I'm just giving it a good massage, making sure it's adhered well. So rubbing it on both sides. Okay, so this is a little panel also from the Say Cheese collection. And I'm going to add some foam adhesive and pop that up right on the top. And then I'm going to add just a few more bits for decoration. So along with that little cloud, I die cut these little glitter clouds and then these little stars to go with the little shaker bits. So I'm going to go ahead and pop both of those up. So I'm going to pop up the little cloud and then I'm going to just glue the little star that goes on the cloud, but that last one is popped up. And so there it is. And so all of those little stars in the middle are kind of floating. And I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom, but of course I'm so out of frame. And then I decided to pop up a little heart over the heart that was printed on the paper. And there we go. So that is the cover. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach it to the lid of my box. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the liner. I'm going to attach it to the main box. And again, I always add just even the smallest bit of wet glue just to reinforce the hold. And then I'm rubbing it with my bone folder just to make sure it makes good contact because, you know, this piece moves. And then I added some tape adhesive. I removed the liner and now I'm just adhering it to the front cover of the diorama box. There it is. All right, so when you open it, of course, you're going to shake that shaker because it's so fun. To finish it off, I'm just going to add some decorative elements to that photo frame. Now, we're going to take a family little trip to Disneyland. We only live like 30 minutes away from Disneyland, but we like never go. Well, at least I never go. And so we're going to go ahead and go this year because it's been a minute. So, yeah, so my intention was to put a ticket in here in the photo frame, present it to my son like that, you know, take our pictures, and then put one of our favorite pictures in the photo frame afterwards. Look at how fun. So fun. All right, so this is it. So I'll give you a peek. So here is the ticket. This is a printable that I got online for free. I'll try to link it if I can find it. So there's a ticket that, you know, is the placeholder until we get a photo from our trip. And here is the inside with the floating shaker in the middle. So fun. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate it so very much. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.